Hello everyone, my name is Craig and welcome back to You Got Nerfed. And this is a video review of the Captain America blaster with a snazzy little holster that actually works. Let's get into the review. Holster is a separate thing by itself, so I'm going to avoid that right now. We'll start on the blaster, starting with an external overview. Up at the front, there is not an end strike barrel lug, so you can't put on any attachments or anything on there. It's a single shooter, so you'll load in one dart into the front barrel here, and you're ready to fire once. Up top is the priming handle. From here to here is the priming handle. To prime, you do that, and you're ready to fire once. It is spring powered, so you'll have, and top prime, so you'll have to do that to fire on it. The priming weight is actually very light for most blasters on the market right now. I would say in line with blasters of this style, and it's a nice long and big enough priming handle that it's not too cumbersome or anything to use. It's actually, I think this is the perfect length and the right amount of plastic for it. There's nothing down here on the back or anything to go over. Getting down to the grip, it's a little bit small for this blaster, but it works fine with it. It's comfortable and fits pretty well. Helps with the proportions a little bit. They could have gotten away with maybe like maybe a quarter-inch, actually, quarter-inch longer with the grip, but it's fine. Minor complaints. Getting down to the trigger system, trigger pull is very smooth for this blaster and other blasters like it on the market right now. Getting down to the bottom, there is an end-strike tactical rail on the bottom. I don't know what you want to put on there, but snazzy that it has tactical options like that. So attack rail on that. Good job, Hasbro. Also up front are two ammo storage slots in here. Unlike with other storage slots in there, these ones are actually, I would trust these storage slots over something like on the Element or any blaster like that, where you could potentially lose the darts if you push them in too far. There actually is a bit of plastic here stopping the dart from being pushed in all the way in that. So this is actually pretty decent dart storage in that one, so you have room for 2 extra reloads with it. And it's this snazzy, like, Captain America paint job on this. I think this seems like that this was a limited edition, but I think this blaster is a rerun of the exact same blaster, just with a repaint of something. And I don't know what blaster it was. I didn't do the research on it. Whoops. But yeah, I think that we've seen this type of blaster before. But pretty standard operations on that. That's the external. Let's get on to the holster itself. This is the holster. That's the cool little decal for the Captain America shield. Pretty cool. This holster is very well proportioned and fits into blaster very, very well. But it only works in that way. But it's kind of dummy proof. If it doesn't go in one way, well, although it doesn't snap in, but just as I was saying that, but it's pretty dummy proof. It will go in just like that, and it fits in right there, and you can put that on a belt rig. However, this belt clip here, unless if I'm just not understanding how belt clips work and stuff, this seems like that this is tailored to a left-handed shooter, just being able to slap it on there and then draw it out like this. Not so much with the right hand, because it just seems like that if you want to draw it from the right, you would have to like tuck it all the way on the inside as opposed to the outside, or you'd have this weird reverse grip type of thing. Now, my personal draw with this, with like handguns and that type of stuff, is I actually keep it like here and draw out like this. That's my personal draw. That's how I like it. This blaster is kind of set up for this. I could stick it all the way in for like on a belt on that and draw sort of like that, but it's kind of awkward. It was very awkward using this holster and stuff. I don't really have holster usage demo footage recorded, but I mean, you'll see a little bit of the usage in the firing demo, but it's kind of awkward to use and doesn't really, I don't think that it really works well. It's an ingenious concept and it fits really well, just like the whatever that Zombie Strike blaster that had a holster with it, unless this is the repaint of that blaster, now that I think about it. But that one also had in a straight fit in there too, but I think that holster had the same issues with the belt clip. This just seems like that it's tailored to a left-handed shooter and a left-handed draw like that. Right-handed, you'd have to configure this in some weird way onto it. It could be me. I could be dumb and not know how to rig this for right-handed operation, but that's my experience with it. But also with the holster, there is 4 of these little things which can hold darts, so you can hold 4 extra darts plus 2 in there, so you have a total of 6 reloads available in this dart, which is super cool. You can just come on here and just grab a dart and then reload the blaster just like that. That is the holster itself with that. Let's get into a firing demo. I'll start out with white modulus darts for this first one. Dude, I don't even have the right belt rig for this thing. Oh my god. Alright. Dude, my holster already almost fell off. Frick this thing. I'm going to switch over to some of the Dart Zone Nitro Shot full-length darts just for fun. Wow. Okay. And lastly, I'm going to go back to the white modulus darts. Firing analysis and conclusion of the Captain America blaster. Firing it went as expected. No jams or malfunctions with it. Performed very well, actually, with it. Velocity, throw it up on my chronograph, got about 64 feet per second, which is very decent for backup style blasters like this is. Of course, it's not going to shoot at that 70 FPS power we can expect from a primary. This is a single shot backup pistol blaster, but for that it shoots very well. Handling went smooth on that. Everything with the blaster worked very, very well. I like this a lot. The only complaint that I have is with the holster. I don't think that it's set up for right-handed users really that well. I mean, you could flop it around on the holster, but it doesn't seem very snug in there. It seems more snug when you tailor it to the left-hand side. It just seems like it's more snug in there, although I feel like I'm proving myself wrong with that. I might have just proven myself wrong with the holster, but everything that I tried with it, this feels like that it's snapped in like that, and that's tailored towards the left. That's the only real complaint about this. I could be just not using brain cells in it, and I just switch it around and boom, you can use that right-handed. But basically, the only real complaint that I have about this, besides that it just seemed like it was tailored for left-handed users, and I probably just proved myself wrong right here on camera instead of testing it out myself, is the fact that this was just very awkward to try to use with it. Right now, I don't have a specific belt. It just seems like that it was, especially if it was not like left-handed. This is not my actual draw from it. My draw for normal Hega, it sits like on the hip and it's drawn out like that, not like this, not like out like this, right? I'm a right-handed user, right-handed dominant, so doing like this feels natural to me, and actually doing it even like this, which is the other right-handed draw, doesn't really feel very natural to me. But it just seems like it's just awkward to you because I was trying to set this up like this type of draw. But aside from that, I think that it does pretty well at it. I like the concept of this and the form factor of it. It's a really good blaster. My opinion on this, I'd still say is very positive on it. It works well with it. It's not going to fit into everybody's rig, but if you're looking for a decent backup option, you might consider this. I'd still gravitate towards an X-Shot Flux. It has more velocity behind it, but this is still a decent option if you want to use this as well. You'll probably outgun a Jolt or something with it. It has more velocity than that with it, and you can just put it readily on your hip as well. And you could use it. Sorry about that. I fumbled all over that section. But yeah, my personal recommendations, I'd still, if you're looking for something to plink with, would consider this very fun. I'd consider checking this out. It has a cool design, especially if you're into Marvel and Captain America and that type of stuff. You might enjoy this blaster and just be like, hey, that's really cool. So that might be a reason why you would want to purchase this, or you just have a decent blaster that you want to go around and plink with. If you're more oriented as to performance oriented, you might want to look at other things on the market like the X-Shot Flux. Even some of the other backup options. This is only a single shot blaster. I would think that this is better than a Jolt. A Triad actually does better than this, but it's better than a Jolt if you don't want to carry around a Triad for some reason. But you could also get a strong armor disruptor that has 6 shots. You could also make a custom holster or get a holster for that just fine with it, and it has 5 more shots than this. So that's up to you. I'd consider all your options before that, but aside from that, that's pretty much all that I have for it. I still would recommend it. Check it out. It might be cool for you, but it's not for everyone. My apology. But that's my review on the Captain America blaster. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave the video a like if you did like it. If you didn't, go ahead and leave a dislike. And I will see you guys in the next one.